What's going on, guys? More breakthroughs in science. When I was younger, there were a lot of people who were jealous of me because of my intelligence and ability to organize myself, and also because of how fucking cool and awesome I am, and also adorable and attractive and sexy at the same time. So, pretty much it can be argued that existence itself, that the module that we're expressing ourselves against, that the more logical we are, the more that what we want occurs for us. The better our arguments are presented, the better our behaviors are more logical to what's happening, the more that we can get what we want. So, earlier on, an argument was made against me as a child that was pretty much saying that I was so smart, that I was so intelligent, that I didn't need to work for anything. That because of my intelligence, I had no incentive to show physical skill or to gain physical skill. And so it was argued that all my work, everything that I ever did, would only be intellectual and would never be physical because I never displayed physical effort. But here's where that's wrong. So, in a consistent existence without error or problem, there is no need to exert energy into any spot because there is no conflict that needs to be resolved. Therefore, all of existence functions and runs smoothly. Without conflict, there's no reason to be changing or putting more energy into certain places. For instance, the amount of energy that gets put into, let's say, a cut on your hand. There's no need to send energy there if there's no cut on your hand. Therefore, there's no need for your body to physically exert itself when there is not a problem for it to exert itself against. Now, a person who has high logical coherence, high logical cooperation, and is not doing anything wrong, is bound to find a way to cooperate and live within life without having to constantly display physical effort, or at least show high demonstrations of physical effort. But here's the thing: a person who is not cooperating with life, a person who is at some sort of logical failure, who is at some sort of logical collision, is, because of that logical collision, going to have to put more physical effort into making it to a connectable, safe point, simply because there's a problem with their behavior that requires more energy to compensate for it. And so, as someone is illogical and they are pushing themselves against a logical environment, their illogical pushing causes friction and resistance that forces them to have to work harder. But someone who is not illogical does not get that same resistance and therefore can move smoothly through the thing. And the argument is that because this person had to put more effort into it, that this person never gained some sort of disciplining skill. But understand that these logical lines, this is discipline. That's what this is. This is not just some intelligence. This is discipline. These things that you're lining yourself up logically and behaviorally to survive better, that's what discipline is. And so this is not discipline. This is just hard-headedness. You're not more disciplined. You're not working harder than anyone. You lack discipline, so have to physically work harder. So this is an example of an argument that I like to call, the style of it is called logical enfeilment. It's whenever somebody proposes that it makes sense for something to fail. And the argument here was that I was so smart that I don't have any real work effort, therefore I will never develop physically as a result. The issue with this is that this effort that's being put into being illogical. Let me go back to an example here. In an existence where there is no problems, there is no need to exert efforts at any single point within existence because it is all just spreading out and continuing on smoothly without any collisions. And without collision, there are no explosions. Without explosions or resistance, there is no effort that is needed at that point. Therefore, there is no need for physical display. So at a point where there is no problem, let's say both of us exist. Both of us exist, and we both are logically aligned. We're both logically disciplined, and we keep going. There's no conflict. We work together. We're both happy. We both eat. We both find partners. We both find success, riches. Neither of us have an issue with each other. Boom. But here's the thing: if you're at an illogical discooperation, or you're just hostile for no valid cause or reason, then you're already at a logical resistance against what makes sense for existence. So what this means is, at the point at which you're being hostile or competitive for no reason, you're already logically resisted by something that makes more sense than you. So you already have to work more. So this effort that you're saying isn't being put in by me because I'm intelligent actually is. Whereas you put in that effort here because the effort you're wasting here by not being more disciplined and more logical is being put into physical work to overcompensate for it. that effort you put in there, I put in at the end of what's physically possible right now. So as existence continues and makes itself more possible, adds more to what's happening, I'm at the end point. And that effort you're putting into trying to make sense and pushing through all your illogical behaviors, I'm putting that effort into making more things possible. So that physical exertion that you're doing, instead of using my energy there, I'm using it at the end of what's already possible and what already makes sense to make more things real, to make more things possible, to actually add to existence. And so I actually am putting in this energy. I am putting in this effort. And in fact, you're losing. You're not the one putting in the effort simply because you're losing that energy by wasting it on having to physically compensate because you don't want to be disciplined. So I've been more disciplined this entire time. I've been more logically capable of becoming fit, successful, working harder. I've shown that I work harder. In every single example that you put me through, I've always had this. I've always had this. And these logical unfoldments don't make sense outside of the comprehension that I'm trying to understand your point of view to explain why it's wrong, which I just did. So it's over. Don't say that you did something first because you were willing to jump off of buildings before me. Don't say that you did something first because you did 20 more fucking push-ups, dumbass. Sorry. All right, I'm done. Because I needed to say something else, displaying more discipline by coming back, by the way. So there's a counter argument that is, yeah, but it's still true that if you do more push-ups than someone else, then you'll get stronger faster. Yeah, but even you understand that there are some exceptions to that rule somehow in this reality. For instance, some people are supposedly pre-genetically whatever the word is, to becoming stronger with less effort. Yeah, so fuck you, because that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. So, another thing. Whenever you guys are asking me to show more work, to show more effort, when you guys are at a hostile, competitive, illogical resistance against reality itself, causing you to have to work harder, all you're asking me to do is to just push against life in a way that's illogical to cause problems for myself. So by the way, your whole argument of like, look, I've gone to the gym. I've worked out consistently. I've gotten strong. I've taken off my shirt and been Spider-Man. I've done all that. All right. So all I'm saying is, there's no excuses anymore. Stop lying.